In November 2023, Starbucks, once America's untouchable coffee empire, lost nearly $12 billion in market value. Not because of a supply chain disaster, not because people stopped drinking coffee.
Starbucks announcing a $1 billion restructuring plan this morning in an SEC filing, adding that it will lay off some 900 non-retail employees and, as you said, close stores. The number of company-operated stores in North America will decline by about 1% in fiscal year 2025, accounting for both openings and closures, Starbucks said. It estimates about 90% of the expected $1 billion in restructuring costs will be attributable to the North America business, and a significant portion of those expenses will be incurred in fiscal year 2025.
The move is not going to affect baristas, those people in your cafes, and the changes are part of a larger overhaul at the coffee giant. Remember, we shared this with you when I sat down with the Starbucks CEO in December to address slumping sales and customer complaints about everything from wait times to the cost of drinks. Starbucks is cutting about 30% of its menu.
For millions of coffee lovers, mornings still began the same way. The green siren, the familiar aroma, the first sip that felt like comfort. Starbucks wasn't just a brand, it was part of their daily rhythm. But behind that comforting cup, something was boiling. And it wasn't just the espresso. The company that turned a $3 latte into a lifestyle suddenly faced nationwide boycotts, online backlash, and what some analysts now call the beginning of the end of Starbucks dominance.
I'm Wendy Calhoun, spokesperson for Starbucks Workers United. Recently, the evil actions of the Starbucks Corporation have forced us to enact strikes across hundreds of stores. To the evil leaders of the Starbucks Corporation, here are your disgruntled employees' lists of completely reasonable demands. Our first demand.
But here's the shocking part. While Starbucks bled billions, its rivals Dunkin', Tim Hortons, McCafe, Dutch Bros, and Luckin Coffee in Asia were quietly winning the customers it lost. And this wasn't luck. It was timing, adaptation, and execution. Yet, few people understand how fast Starbucks' empire began to crack. So let's rewind, because this story isn't just about coffee. It's about overconfidence, cultural missteps, and a global brand struggling to find its identity in a world it once defined. When Starbucks CEO Brian Niccol, the former Chipotle turnaround expert, took the helm in 2024, the company was already under fire. US store traffic was declining. China, its biggest growth engine, was losing steam as Luckin Coffee and Mixu Bingcheng began undercutting Starbucks' $5 lattes with $2 alternatives delivered faster and cheaper. Starbucks leadership responded with optimism and massive expansion. By mid-2025, the chain had more than 18,700 North American stores, many of which were cannibalizing each other. Margins thinned, service slowed, prices rose. Customers started to complain that Starbucks had lost its soul. A place that once felt human now felt corporate. Then came the layoffs. In September 2025, Starbucks announced a $1 billion restructuring, 900 job cuts, and over 100 store closures. Niccol called it back to Starbucks. Employees called it something else, panic. But the chaos didn't start with layoffs. It began when Starbucks started drifting from its core identity, trying to be a tech company, a lifestyle brand, a political voice, and forgetting that people simply wanted a warm drink and a smile. And while Starbucks struggled to explain itself, its competitors, with clearer positioning and cheaper prices, were quietly rewriting the rules of the coffee business. But how did it all go so wrong? And why now? That's where the cracks in Starbucks' empire begin to show. Starbucks' $12 billion collapse was the result of 6 strategic missteps, each small on its own, but devastating when combined. Mistake number 1. Overexpansion without innovation. For years, Starbucks measured growth by store count, not profitability. By 2025, it operated over 38,000 global stores, more than KFC. But the company's internal report, cited by CNBC, showed that 1 in every 4 stores in North America was underperforming. Many locations were competing for the same morning crowd. While Starbucks built more stores, Dunkin' was building efficiency. Mobile orders now make up 70% of its transactions, while Starbucks mobile orders declined 9% year over year. Mistake number 2, alienating the core audience. The 2023 boycott over Starbucks' stance on Middle East issues hit harder than expected. Within weeks, the brand's US approval rating dropped from 48% to 31%, and daily store visits fell 12% nationwide. The company tried to play neutral, but neutrality doesn't go viral. The damage was done. and it cost billions in market trust. Mistake number 3, the techification trap. Starbucks tried to rebrand itself as a tech company that sells coffee. But while the Starbucks app boasted 31 million active users, customer satisfaction scores fell to 74%, their lowest since 2018 American Customer Satisfaction Index. The digital drive-thru model added friction, not convenience. Long lines, delayed pickups, and robotic interactions. Mistake number 4, overpriced, under-delivering. The average US Starbucks drink now costs $5.47, up 17% since 2022. Meanwhile, Dutch Bros entered 20 new states with drinks priced at $3.49 and a friendlier, more youthful image. When budgets tightened, Starbucks' affordable luxury suddenly felt like a bad deal. Mistake number 5, labor unrest and internal chaos. Over 400 Starbucks stores have unionized since 2021. Instead of addressing worker concerns, management fought back, leading to strikes, slowdowns, and PR disasters. One insider told Business Insider that, for every barista we lose 200 regulars. Mistake number 6, misreading the global market. In Asia, Starbucks' once dominant China arm faced a brutal shock. Luckin Coffee's market cap hit $15 billion in 2025, fueled by low-cost innovation and nationalism. In Vietnam, Eurasia Review reported that Starbucks clung to premium pricing and lost half its local market share to Highlands Coffee and Phuc Long. By 2025, Starbucks was bleeding from every direction, falling stock, shrinking loyalty, and operational fatigue. But amidst the chaos, the real story wasn't Starbucks' failure. It was how its competitors turned that chaos into gold. While Starbucks struggled to defend its identity, its competitors moved with surgical precision. Dunkin', the king of convenience. Dunkin' quietly became everything Starbucks used to be: fast, consistent, and affordable. According to Technomic's 2025 beverage report, Dunkin's U.S. market share rose from 22% to 28% between 2022 and 2025, its biggest jump in a decade. The secret? They simplified. Dunkin' cut menu bloat, doubled down on $2 drinks, and revamped their rewards app with real cashback perks instead of confusing points. Meanwhile, Starbucks customers complained their loyalty stars expired before they could afford a latte. In Canada and Asia, Tim Hortons pulled off a remarkable turnaround. By launching its $99 coffee subscription in late 2023, the company saw a 14% jump in monthly active users and regained younger audiences. McCafe, on the other hand, capitalized on speed and ubiquity. With McDonald's drive-thru orders now accounting for 75% of beverage sales, McCafe became the go-to for commuters who once lined up at Starbucks. The $12 billion loss wasn't just about one boycott, one CEO, or one bad ad. It was about forgetting why people fell in love with Starbucks in the first place. Warmth, not Wi-Fi. Humanity, not hierarchy. And unless Starbucks rediscovers that, the next chapter of its story won't be about recovery, it'll be about replacement.